Namaste and welcome. I'm Laura from La Vie Sound and Yoga, and I'm super happy that you are here and practicing with me. This sequence is for more flexibility. So flexibility not only on a physical level, maybe also on a mental level, emotional level, so we can invite more flexibility in a lot of different ways in our being. If you can have some blocks or a blanket to support your body. We start in a seated position. Roll your shoulders a couple of times backwards. Great. Then let your head fall to one side and make one big circle, really careful to invite opening. Circle into the opposite direction. And then come back to center and close your eyes. Let the shoulders relax, the belly relaxed, and the face muscles really soft. And take this moment here with your eyes closed, with this inside view, to ask yourself, where do you want to invite more flexibility into your life? This can be on a physical level, that you want to make your body more like movable into different directions. But this can also be that you want to create more spaces in parts of your life, maybe to widen your horizon, to change your points of view, to react more spontaneous to situations, to flow. Be really honest with yourself during the whole practice. Slowly open your eyes, and we come into our first pose, where we bring the soles of our feet together in front of us. Let the knees fall to the side. So in Yin Yoga, we are holding the postures longer, and we are working with the edge of our resistance. So we don't pull ourselves into posture. We really work really subtle and more with passivity. So now when you slowly lean forward, be really honest with yourself. Where is the edge of your body here? So where do you feel this slight sensation, but not too much? And there, then you can rest your hands, your arms. You can round your back a little bit and let your head sink. But as I said, don't push yourself into postures, because this is more creating resistance. The more we are forcing, the more resistance is there. And by relaxing our muscles here and working with passivity, we are entering a deeper layer of our physical body, and we are entering our fascia, our deep connective tissues. And these deep connective tissues are really dense structures in our body, which are helpful for sure. And if we are working with these structures, we can make a change in really deep levels. So here now, for example, you will feel the inside of your thighs, maybe the hip region. You will feel maybe also the back of your body. Everywhere here we are creating now space, and more space for flexibility. We will hold the postures in this sequence around 3 minutes each. Whenever it is too much for you, you can come out of the posture, or if you feel you went too far, you can back up a little bit and just relax your face, your shoulders. Let the breath flow naturally. Let go also of expectations about how the different postures should look like or what you should feel. Just let everything happen how it is happening anyway. And this thought already brings more flexibility because we are not running towards something, an outcome or a goal. And slowly find your hands back on the floor that you can slowly roll yourself upright. Great. Bring your hands to your knees and bring the knees slowly together. The feet come a little bit wider. Bring your hands to the back and then let the knees fall side to side. So we release and neutralize our hip region here. Great. And then let the knees fall together, sink into the shoulders, and just close your eyes for a moment to let everything settle, to feel the effects of this first posture in your hip region, maybe in other regions of your body. We created the first opening, maybe new ways of thoughts, new ways of sensations. Great. And then from here, we come onto all fours, so on our hands and knees. For bringing more flexibility in our spine, we do some cat and cow. So with our inhale, we arch our back, and with our exhale, we round. Inhale, long and arch, and exhale. Good. One more time. Good. And then come back into neutral position. Then bring your right hand a little bit more to the left, so you can step your right foot to the front, to the right hand. If you want, slide the left knee a little bit backwards and see that you maybe need to support on your left knee. So we come into dragon, where you can decide how much you want to let your hips sink down. Here you can either stay in your hands, or it can be nice to have some blocks here where you can be a little bit more elevated. Yes. And then we here will feel the front of our left thigh, maybe the inside of our right hip. Be really gentle to you and really honest what you feel if you force or if you let go. So the dragon, I think it's one of the most challenging posture in yin because it is quite a strong sensation, but also, of course, then we are reaching these dense structures really nicely. If you want more sensation, you can come down on your forearms, maybe on your blocks or on the floor. So there we have a little bit different sensation. If your right foot want to come a little bit to the outer edge, then also let this be. So do everything what your body is telling you automatically. Relax also the shoulders, even if they are carrying your weight. But try to let everything be soft and passive. And with this passivity, sometimes we reach or we achieve really, really more deeper changes than with fast things where it's more superficial. Whenever you feel you went too far, you can always come back up and stay for the last half a minute or so into a more upright position. And feel your breath moving within your body, and maybe direct the breath into the parts where you feel tightness. This is always so helpful. Good. Then sit a little bit your hip back so that the hip comes more over the left knee, so which will take out a little bit the strongness of the sensation. And then bring the right knee back to the left. And then here either you move your hips a little bit, or, which can be also nice, to stretch one leg at the time to the back as a little counter movement. Good. Before we come to the next side, so we come onto all fours. Bring the left hand a little bit more to the right, so we can step the left foot to the front, to the left hand. And then here we either slide the right knee backwards or just sink our hips down. Here either on your hands or maybe on your blocks, whatever feels better for you. Yes. And then here arrive on this side, and our right and left side are never the same. So see what can you perceive on this side, maybe different than on the first side. So our anatomical structures are so unique and so individual from each human being that it is also normal that we cannot do always the same posture. So your posture will look for sure different than my posture here, and this is totally fine, and don't judge yourself for this. And even we cannot do all the postures we would maybe love to do because our bones are just structured different. This gave me a lot of release sometimes to practice yoga. And what we are doing here with the fascia, with the deep tissue, is that we bring more space and more possibility that they slide better. So those fascia are made of like a water liquid substance. And by stimulating and stretching them, we bring more space for this water to flow, and this brings more flexibility in our body. If you want to go further or down on your forearms, you are really welcome to do so, but you can also stay on your hands and or even higher. It's always stay in connection with your body, with yourself. Redirect your breath into the areas where you feel tightness for the last breath here. If you have been on your forearms, come slowly up onto your hands. And then stack your hip over your right knee, that you take away a little bit the sensations. Super. And then bring the left knee back to the right. And then from here, we either can first stretch our legs a little bit out if you want. Good. And then you can lay down onto the front of your body, onto your mat. Take the legs a little bit wider. And then just sense whatever you can perceive in your body right now. Let the breath flow really naturally and take care or take attention to whatever is happening here and now. Maybe also changes in your thoughts, your emotions. Great. And then bring your hands under the shoulders, push yourself backwards so you can slowly come upright into a seated position. And from here, we bring our legs long to the front. See that you sit upright and nice, maybe on a cushion or a support. Let the feet and legs be totally relaxed. You can have your knees slightly bent. The feet can fall into whatever direction they want to fall. And remember what we said at the beginning. So we don't want to push ourselves into a posture. We want to go with passivity and just till the first edge of our resistance. So when we now lean forward in our seated forward fold, we just come to the edge of our resistance where we feel a stretch, but where it's not too much. And then here we stay, patiently waiting that these deep structures, they are softening, that our body gives in, or maybe also not. So relax your legs and feet, your shoulders and your head can sink down. So on a physical level here, we have the stretch in the whole backs of our legs. So we bring more flexibility into our legs, which are, because of our life routines, our daily lives are sometimes shorten the muscles and the tissues because maybe of the shoes we are wearing, of the activities we are doing or not doing. So here we bring flexibility. Then also into the back muscles and tissues, so especially the lower back where there is a lot of tension always and a lot of people. So we bring more opening here, more space. And then also when you see the form of your body, the shape of your body is something really where we lean forward, where we have a really feeling of surrendering, of humbleness, where we give grateful, like humbly leaning forward. And also this brings a lot of flexibility to react in humbleness with maybe grace, be graceful, to not always need to be strong and fight, to react with passivity. And then sometimes the things are just coming to us and we can receive them rather than we are fighting for them so much. Sometimes we need to fight, of course, but to do it with a more humbleness. This can bring sometimes really more flexibility. Stay some more breath here. Honest with yourself. If you softening, you can sink a little bit deeper, or you stay just where you are. And then slowly walk your hands backwards that you can roll back up into a seated position. And then from here, you find your way onto your mat, laying on your back. Bring the feet wider, the arms to the side, maybe the palms facing upright as a sign of receiving. And then totally let go into the mat. Observe the physical sensations in your body, what spaces you created. Observe also maybe the spaces you created in your thoughts, your emotions, which brings us to more flexibility in reacting maybe to situations, to open our horizon, to open our view to new possibilities, to maybe let go of some emotional blockage which restrict us from being more flexible in any kind or in any parts of your life. And then let go for a couple of moments totally into your mat, that your body and your mind and your soul can digest and let all this new information settle. Because flexibility is a process. Flexibility is not happening in some seconds. It is something we are constantly working on. Maybe the physical flexibility needs also time and progress, but also the mental or emotional flexibility. It's something we are constantly working on, and it needs time and softness to do so. And then slowly move your hands and feet. Bring your feet closer together and stretch your arms overhead. And then slowly find your way, really carefully, upright into a seated position of your choice. Maybe let your eyes close. And if you arrived here, if you want, you can bring your hands in front of your heart and bow your head down to your heart center. It's a form of gratitude for all the spaces you created and will create. But also as a form of gratitude for all the dense and hard structures which are not ready yet to open, because they are there for a reason. Thank you so much for practicing. Namaste. I'm really grateful for our flexibility together, that we can practice on this level. And I hope we see each other in other videos. I would be really happy if you can subscribe to my channel, that you have a notification whenever I will release a new video, and it will also help me a lot. So thank you so much.